Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So, thank you so much for joining us on the Terminal 1 podcast.
Thank you for having me, Charlene.
Awesome. For those that don't know, Eden just said my name. I am Charlene, and I'm delighted to have Eden as a guest. Please introduce yourself for those that don't know.
I'm Eden. I'm honored to be here at Terminal 1.
What do you do, Eden?
So I'm a musician, producer, animator, creative, like all around. Yeah.
Wow. So you like you've got the whole 9 yards in your hand.
Yeah, I just do whatever I want.
You produce your own music,
Yeah.
write your own songs, sing your own songs, and animate your own videos?
Yep.
Damn. Have you ever done it before?
What?
Like the whole thing? Create, produce,
Oh, yeah.
animate.
Like all of my music videos are done by myself.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Wow,
most
that's
of
very
them.
impressive.
Yeah.
Who needs a whole team when you just need, your own skills and everything?
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty good.
can't dance, I can't act, so that's how I like flex, with the other things.
I can animate myself. I'll make myself look cool. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So, what do you like most? Do you like animating or do you like music?
I think music drives everything. Like as soon as I write a song, I start thinking of the video. So it's like everything else is just complementing the music. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. I read somewhere that you started doing music when you were a teenager. True?
Yeah, like,
How old?
well, I started being serious about it when I was like 17, 18. I started like performing places, but like writing songs since I was a kid.
Serious?
Yeah.
So if you could go back to like your little songbook that you had as a kid, do you think you can take like 2-3 songs and then just zhoosh them up and like remix them? Or is it in the past?
Some of them are really good, but some of them just like, yeesh. Let's just leave that in the past.
Just leave that in the past.
Yeah, but
oh no, that's dope.
there's some that could
work
definitely
still.
work, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. A lot of people rarely do that. Like I've got some friends like who are musicians.
Yeah.
And they'll literally say, no, like I went to the cypher this one day, like I was 17, 18, and I heard some dude rap and I'm like, I bet I can do that. And then, so for you, was it just like an innate thing? You always knew you wanted to do music, or were you inspired by something?
So actually my dad is a performer. He's a songwriter as well.
Really?
Well, he also did comedy for like most of his career, but I just always remember him like on stage singing his own songs, and I just thought it was like the coolest thing. I was like, I want to write my own songs too. And so that's kind of how it started. Yeah, like I just come from a very creative family, so
Oh, shout out to you, Dad. Shout out.
it was really easy to get into it with the support from your parents and like family members.
Yeah, which is really, really rare, like in Zim, to be honest.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people, if they say, especially even if they're older, like they're in their 20s, and they tell their parents, look, I want to venture into music, they're going to be like, no, quote unquote, like it doesn't pay. Why do you want to do that? You can't sustain a family.
Become a doctor.
You're so bright. You did sciences. Why do you want to do music?
Exactly.
So did you like study music, or was it?
No, like self-taught. I went to college for art. Like I wanted to do animation like full time, but I just kept like writing these songs. I was like, bro, this is where it's at for me. So I didn't like go into animation full time. So now I just do it as a freelance like side hustle. But yeah, I didn't study music at college or anything. Yeah,
that's
just self-taught.
Can you play instruments?
Yes, I play the guitar, a bit of keyboard. Still not as good as guitar.
We've got a keyboard right here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, guitar, keyboard, and then
self-taught as well, or
self-taught.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I am so impressed right now. Like, to all the little girls watching out there, you too can do it.
Yes.
You can really, really
can
do it.
really be that like Joe of all trades.
Exactly. You don't need to try to just beat your hand around it. I mean, if you want to do it, I mean, there's so many courses out there nowadays. You can learn animation. I mean, you can learn music.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's also like the power of the internet. It's like you can learn so much and anything you want to learn.
Anytime. Yeah. As long as you've got like stable internet connection. Zim, it's a problem here. But I mean, we make do with what we have. So, you're married?
Yes.
So previously we had Bush Baby on the podcast, and he mentioned how the music industry is a bit misogynistic and is very problematic. And if he had a daughter, he wouldn't want her to be a musician, especially because of the things he's sing.
Yes.
So, I mean, before we go to like your husband, how has it been for you?
Wow, it's getting deep.
I mean, come on.
I should have enough time for like...
We've got all the time in the world. We can even have 2-3 other episodes. We need to know.
Yeah, well, I think it's all about who you surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
So like my husband is super supportive of like everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And like before getting married, like I became a Christian. So I think that's what helped me to protect myself from a lot of like shady business deals and stuff and like creepy people. But like, yeah, you just have to have a good foundation in yourself as a woman. And then if you have like the right people around you, you can just go through it without bumping your head too much. I mean, obviously, like it is a misogynistic, like ageist, sexist, everything-ist industry.
Women.
Yeah, so you have to be strong. You have to be strong. And for me, my upbringing is like what made me strong, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's good. Do you want to talk about it? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, no, like I just shared, like I gave my life to Christ. And that's what like gave me that solid foundation. But like even the bad things that I went through, like my parents were divorced and stuff. So like that also caused me to like really seek, you know, some kind of strength.
Yeah.
Going through tough stuff, you know, and even just growing up in Zim. You know, we all got stories.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you need that higher power to get through.
To get through the tough times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So since you say like you're a Christian, devout Christian, would you ever consider shifting from pop and your current genre of music into gospel music? Or
I mean, in the future, I definitely would want to have like a gospel album, that kind of thing. But right now, I'm just being creative.
You're just being creative.
I'm doing whatever I feel inspired to do. And just like going with the flow.
With the flow.
Yeah.
So whether it's pop or like rock.
Yeah, I think I'm just an artist who's a Christian. It's not like
Christian.
Christian
And
artist.
there's plenty of artists that are out there. Like I think in the States there's NF is a Christian who's an artist.
Yeah.
And then there's that band, what's it called? That duo, 21 Pilots, which is very surprising to me because I listen to their music and I'm like, oh.
Tori Kelly. Yeah, I think I'm just like very genre fluid. And that's like my personality as well. Like I'm just doing everything.
You're doing everything and
I'm just
everything
flowing.
that you get your hands on, just trying to make sure that you find what you really like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. All right, so like in the past, you've worked with like a number of people. Who are like the people that you would want to work with again? And like for any future maybe collaborations you want to do. Who knows who's watching out there? Maybe they might watch and they're like, you know what? Eden says she wants to work with me. Let me hit her up.
Yeah.
Who would you want to work with?
So I've worked with, I would say, yeah, my favorite people that I've ever worked with is probably Verseless. Because like we have such a similar life story. Like he also did animation for a long time and he watches anime and like listens to rock. So like we just very similar in our personalities, and I think it like translated to the music. Working with him is just so easy. Like we just get into the studio and like magic whatever happens. Comes out is like wow, you know. And definitely like future collabs, I would say, sheesh, there's like a long list, bro. Do you want like someone from Africa?
Top three, wherever. Okay, let's have one from Zim.
One from
Zim, and then you can pick the other two.
If I was gonna say one from Zim, well, let's say the Unveiled, because their harmonies and wow, I could just picture myself working with them.
The whole choir.
If they're watching, it's like hit me up. Like the whole choir, yeah. I love all of their music. And also like that gospel element as well. Maybe outside of Zim, on like the indie side, Matthew Mole, huge fan. Globally, Tori Kelly, you never know. Like,
You're a huge Tori Kelly fan, aren't you?
I am, yes.
No, that's proper. That's good. That's dope. So, all right. So, since you said you'd want to work with Unveil, do you currently have like a song in mind that you're like, you know what? If I have these people on my track, it would be really, really good. Would it be for like your future gospel album, or just like a single, or just a collaboration? If they're open to like, you know, jumping genres and just skipping the gospel and just doing something more.
Like I'm open, but I know people that like who I can see myself working with and stuff. And like if you listen to my music, it's pop, but it's very like influenced by soul and like a bit of like the gospel choir effect and stuff like that. So I definitely see myself like inputting more of that traditional aspect into my music. And like as a Zimbabwean, how can I convert my tradition and my background into my music and just like bring this whole blend together. So definitely, yeah, there's someone I'm really hoping to work with in the future, especially what they've been doing like with Feli Nandi and that kind of thing.
No, it's been really good. It's been really good. So Anvel, hit your girl up, please. She's very talented. She's a huge fan.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned that your dad was a comedian, a performer. Did you ever want to do comedy, or was music for you? Or did you just want to be on stage?
Yeah, I don't think I'm funny.
Why?
I'm not funny. Like I try to crack jokes. No. Definitely like my dad is more the performer, like your classic performer can get the room vibing with him. I'm more like on the introspective side. And like even as an introvert, like my music is very introspective, contemplative, and like I think where I flex is like in the lyrics. So yeah, performing is not really my strongest thing. And even my fans know, it's like when I get on stage, I'm just like a bit nervous. But where I think my music shines is in the depth of the lyrics and the poetry and like that sort of thing. Yeah.
You mentioned you did poetry?
Yeah.
Spoken word?
Not spoken word.
Not spoken word.
Just written word. Because it's the performance thing as well.
It's the performance thing. So you probably have like a little bit of performance anxiety, just a little bit, like when you get on stage.
I'm working on it. Definitely, because as a brand, you want to be able to show up for people and like be there. But like definitely, it's not my first nature.
It's not your first nature.
I'm more like just sitting in the hills, like writing all these thoughts in my phone, you know,
and everything. So like, what's the biggest stage that you've ever performed on? Like the number of people, with like 20, hundreds, thousands?
Biggest stage. Well, I've done like a bunch of markets, and then you have the crowd just passing by.
Just passing by.
So I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, I mean it does. I mean,
but like captive audience, probably Shoko Festival. It was like 200 people there. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yes.
Did you get through Did you get through the performance properly?
Yeah, I got through the performance.
Throw up? You didn't faint? Nothing? None of that? No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I wish we had more time, but you are really multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist, or whatever the word is. If you are to give any word of advice to any young animators, young musicians, or any little girls out there, what would you tell them?
Advice. I need advice. Anyway, I'll try and give some advice. I would just say be open to learn. Like research as much as you can. And you mentioned like internet is not always available, but there's people that can give you inspiration and input and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, especially as an introverted artist, like you don't want to get input because you feel like so embarrassed if someone critiques your work. But just show your work and get that critique, get that criticism, and learn. Learn as much as possible.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Any music coming up soon?
Yes, in 2024.
2024. That's like a month away, girl.
Yeah, girl.
All right.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
So January, February?
You'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys. So follow Eden Lang on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. Everywhere. Follow her and also follow Terminal 1. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Eden, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Terminal 1.
Thank you.